morning, everyone. So I am at home today because my daughter came home yesterday from school with a bit of a runny nose and a cold. So I'm just gonna play it safe and keep her home and make sure that it doesn't get anybody sick at school. So I'm gonna quickly run through the lesson today. And I don't have a ruler. I was not planning on being out today, so I'm just gonna wing it a little bit. An envelope seems to be working. I should warn you that they are probably gonna make my daughter stay home for 72 hours past her symptoms, which means I will probably be out on Monday, and who knows after that. I really hope that's not the case, but we will see. I know some of you have birthdays today too, and you've so been looking forward to your candy bar. I'm so sorry that I'm not there to give it to you. We will celebrate you when I get back. Okay, so today we're going to write an equation from a graph, okay? So let's actually take a look at a graph. Well, actually, first we're gonna start with this. This example. Let's actually take a look at what happens when you have a point. I'm sorry, not a point. See, I'm all scattered. Okay, so let's say that our slope to a line is -1. And our y-intercept, b, is 2. Well, if you remember, we have this lovely equation that's gonna be forever ingrained in your minds. If you know that the slope is -1 and the y-intercept is 2, then we can use the slope and the y-intercept to write an equation. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna substitute in here. So instead of putting m, my slope is -1. And instead of writing b, I'm going to go ahead and put 2. Okay. Now, whenever you have a -1x, we don't actually have to write that 1. So I'm going to rewrite this equation as -x plus 2. So given the slope and the y-intercept, I can write the equation of that line. Okay. Now let's actually take a look at a graph and write the equation for that. My makeshift ruler here. Really, any straight edge will do when you're in a pinch, like me. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and plot my, I'm gonna talk you through this just so that you can make sure to plot this correctly. Oh my gosh, you guys can't even see. Let me move it up. Okay, my y-intercept I'm gonna put at 3, and then my x-intercept is gonna be 2. That will help you set up this graph, and then you're looking at an accurate graph when you are writing the equation for this. Okay, use my makeshift straight edge. Seems to be working pretty well, actually. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this key information from our graph and put it into an equation. So we know that we're going to need the slope, our m, and the y-intercept, our b. Okay, so let's take a look here. Slope, so m is equal to something, and then the y-intercept, b, is equal to something. So let's actually take a look right here at the graph. First of all, our y-intercept is right here at positive 3. Actually, we can just call this what it is. It's the y-intercept, it's b. So our y-intercept is 3. Our slope, if you look at this, you're gonna have to go, and actually this is good review for you guys too for finding slope. We're gonna have to go down 3, which means that our numerator is negative 3. And then we're gonna go over 2, which means our denominator is going to be 2. Okay. Everyone, hopefully you understand how I got that. I know we haven't pulled the slope out in a while, but just a reminder, you went down 3 over 2. This is your change in y, or your rise. That goes on the top. This is your run. It goes on the bottom. Now that I have this right here, our key information, I can take y equals mx plus b and plug in that key information. So our slope is negative 3 halves x. Our y-intercept is positive 3, and there you have it. That is the equation to that line. Okay, sorry, my children are opening the door. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Let's take a look at some special lines to make sure that you're good. I'm really just going to do some examples and give you the rest of the class period just to work on your practice. And then hopefully you won't have any homework over the weekend. Along with my makeshift ruler, I also had to kind of do a makeshift recording little rig here. So my phone is propped up on a fan in my little home office because I don't have my fancy iPad holder thing. So, you know, it's working out though, and I'm so glad because I really wanted you guys to get a quality lesson today, even though I'm not there. So let's take a look here. Okay, so here's our line. It goes right through. It goes right through the y-axis at 3. Okay, and we're going to find the slope of that line, and we're going to find the y-intercept, b. Okay. Well, I really hope I have completely ingrained this in your brains, that the slope of this line is 0. And the reason it's 0 is if you put a bouncy ball or any kind of ball on this line, it's not going to move. Okay, it's completely flat. So its movement is 0, making that slope 0. Now your y-intercept is right here. So your y-intercept is 3. Now when we go ahead and plug in our slope and our y-intercept into this equation, we're gonna get this. Now anything times 0 is just 0. So this goes to 0. And I'm left with y is equal to 3. And that's the equation of that line, okay? Now, one more, I also want to show you the the other equation for this when x is equal to something. So I'm going to flip my page over. So pause it if you still need this. Actually, let me get a clean sheet. Okay. And let's do one more example. Well, if I am out on Monday, hopefully my game will be a little better. I'll hopefully have my little stand to record my videos and all that. So. Okay, so there's my coordinate plane. And I'm gonna plot a line, well, let's do it right here. We've never done one right there. Okay. Now this one, it's not as intuitive from the equation when you're graphing it. But you should know that if your line is flat, it has a slope of 0, then you can easily find the equation just by plugging in a slope of 0 because that cancels out. But with this one, you have no y-intercept, and hopefully you remember by now that this is a bad situation. If somebody was gonna try to stand on that line, they would fall to their death. So this is a no slope, no slope. But if you look at this, it is crossing the x-axis at -1. In fact, no matter where you go, x is always a -1, no matter what y is. So for this problem, our equation is going to be x is equal to -1. And that's it. Okay, that's all that is. All right, folks. I hope this was enough to help you to understand how to write an equation if you're given a graph. Really, you can do it if you're just given the slope and the y-intercept. On Monday, I'm going to show you how to find the equation just given 2 points on the graph, not necessarily the y-intercept. So that's something to look forward to. If you guys have any questions, you can email me. I will be really responsive today because I'm just going to be at home with my daughter, probably preparing for Monday. So if you need anything, let me know. And like I said, I'm so sorry I'm not there. I really hate to be out. Please let me know if you guys need anything. Have a great day and a great weekend.